This is the race committee. We have now met the win limit, and this race is live.
So we've got a race on our hands. We've got the majority of the fleet falling around and good to go for this opening race in Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, the invited teams.
Definitely an eyes out the boat kind of race, this. I mean, we saw that massive black cloud just to the south of the racetrack. I think we can expect lots of things to happen as this race goes on.
It's certainly really important to get the boats up and foiling here and stay on the foils. Team Canada there, top right of screen, they'll need to build and get on the foils. So on the foils, sail downwind and put yourself in a position to start. So a lot of pressure to get on the foils here and actually get downwind to set yourself up for a good start.
It is quite marginal, isn't it? The other thing is to avoid the gas of all the other boats, and we've seen how difficult that can be. France still off the foils. Sweden, left-hand corner, really struggling to get going.
The Swedes here, a real big job on their hands here to get taken off.
It's very light on that left-hand side.
This is where all your skills that you've learned over the years.
This is the umpires, boundary penalty Canada, boundary penalty Canada.
The Canadians there going out of bounds to try and get up onto the foil, so they've got a big job to get back to the start line and wash that penalty.
Everyone is above the
Canada,
start
you
line,
have a second penalty
apart from Germany.
For the boundary.
Really down speed.
I can only really see 3 teams here, Shirley, on the foils at the moment, so everything to keep the boat foiling as we've seen previously.
We see Team Germany need to tack, get back to the line, big manoeuvre.
Got hit. Not on pin light.
Vale, aquí bien prontito, Eso es, vamos a arribar sin miedo para hacer virada, ¿vale?
Canadians have got foiling and are ripping downwind there with only 30 seconds to go, so Team Germany look like they're in the pole position to get up and going here for a good start if they can stay foiling.
And on tack.
Slow, yeah.
On is coming up. On tack.
Australians tacking here in good shape if they can stay foiling as well.
Critical, power, full power.
Oh, Germany.
Foils.
Happy now. Racing all the time. Yep.
Australians just on the
Restart
foils there.
penalty, Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, Spain.
It is time to go racing, but there's some penalties to be served in the opening race of Group B in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. The only team clean right now is Andu Team Australia.
A really nice time on distance there, executed by the Australian team. So
Canada, you still have the 2 penalties to pay.
Elliot 90 hit. 2, 1, or down.
Canada have to get rid of their penalty. They have to slow down.
Bingo. All clear at this. Critical, boys. Ding, ding.
If Canada don't take their penalty pretty soon, the umpires are not going to be happy.
well, they're just going to come sail straight across the bow of Andu Team Australia there, still with a penalty, and actually force Australia into the gas, which now they have to dip the Swedes. So, and they're off the foils now,
This
the
is the
Australians.
umpires. Canada, you have a 3rd penalty, not doing the penalties in time.
And that's really pushed Australia off the foils. So the local team, though, of Barcelona are leading the race at the moment and just taken over by Sweden. So they've come off the foils. Really difficult manoeuvres to pull off, surely, in these light air conditions.
Let's just remember, too, there's one team of rock stars that didn't even get to the start line, and that was Yo-Yo Team
Canada,
Dutch Sail.
penalties clear.
see them with the penalty marker on them. They didn't even get to the start line. That would be a real shame, but so much can change in these races. Remember, 4 legs and points on the line. You've got to score big points to make the top 3 in your group.
Almost a bit more pressure left, top left. One over there.
Swedish team with Artemis.
Low on the volume.
Swedish Challenge doing a really nice job to get the boat on the foils there in really marginal conditions. So they are going to take some huge gains here if they can stay on the foils and hopefully sail into more pressure. The Australians there just building back on the foil there, as are the team from Barcelona. So should expect the Australians to punch their way through into second position here.
It's gone to the water with Peter Lester. What's the wind doing, Pete? Some are up, some are down.
Top right looks stronger to me. The left looks pretty quiet, and we're right on the bow of the Swedish team as they come up. And they look good, and the track they're coming right now, they'll come right over to this right-hand ley line, because that's where the stronger wind is. I expect them to go to ley line, and then they'll tack and go through that top mark gate. This will be a case of the leading boat extending.
This is the umpires, Netherlands. You've been forced to retire, did not start.
Forward into the boundary.
The Swedish Challenge did such a good job of negotiating that carnage at the starting area. Now really seem to have found their form. Currently steering port helm is Ludwig Lundqvist.
By 2, 1, or down.
Aussies not being able to stay on the foils there. So a disaster there for the Australian team. They really needed to pull that manoeuvre off. And
Sweden going for the tack.
They look like they may have pulled it off well. So huge gains there as we watch the Spanish now, the team from Barcelona.
Okay, stand by tack.
All eyes on them.
Put it down in 2, 1.
This is the race committee. We are moving the lure gate, shortening the course to 0.7 nautical miles.
Nicely done, Spain. They picked their moment and a little bit more pressure, the top right-hand side of the track. Nicely done.
They'll be really pleased with the execution of that tack, and Swedish team just sailing away to a very comfortable lead at the moment.
On boat foiling. Another 10 today. Yeah, keep it fat. Yeah, all good. Good mode here.
Goggles off, it's that kind of day. Having a good look around.
Pressing a bit, 5 to go, and going in 3, 2, 1, or down. And big turn. Taking a bit more rudder off. This is the left mark, Luna. Yeah, board up. High pin, touch and go here. Slow board. We got it. This keep working. 2, 1, and popping.
Oh, they did well to catch that.
Nice job, Shirley. Really nice job there. They'll sail away to a big lead here.
Your eyes now.
The Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis. Pre-race favourites. They are looking strong at this point. They will have completed 1 leg of 4 in this opening Group B showdown.
And then just want to watch out for the bottom boats here. Oh, yeah,
just a reminder, Yayo teamed up sail have been forced to retire, did not start. That's an early body blow for a team that's loaded with talent.
And they'll be very disappointed, the Dutch, after not being able to get foiling and make it back to the start. So they'll be licking their wounds for another 20 minutes or so before they get another chance to have another go.
Sail Team Barcelona so went over the ley line to stay in pressure. Make sure they have a fat run in to this gate. Lovely sailing here.
If you've got an advantage, take it, right? And if you're on your home waters, you'll use every bit that you know to make sure you are in the game. And right now, Sail Team Barcelona are in the game, and the second team to go through that top gate to follow the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis down on the next leg.
Still some big holes in the breeze out here on the course, so all the teams very much having to put their heads on a swivel and be looking all the way around the course for what they're going to be sailing into. Make sure they're manoeuvring in as much pressure as they possibly can.
Remember, the name of the game at this stage is to be in the top 3, so you go through to the next round. So important.
Vámonos, más. Vale, stand by jive, late drop, vale? Ok. Por down in 2. Aguántamelo, Juan. Vale. I will. Por down in 2.
Conrad Conitzer handing over to Martin Wisner there on the handlebars. Kami Framis now on trim, so really digging hard to try and keep the boat on the foils, but I think they've come off and haven't had enough speed entering that manoeuvre, so the Australians there still trying to get re-foiling again, but it's all about the Swedish at the moment. Artemis Racing doing a beautiful job getting down the track there, so they extend their lead and are the only boat on the foils at the moment.
They've done really well to ride through, you know, the patches of less wind.
Can you talk louder a bit? That's our car. Getting a bit softer here, but
of course,
nice pressure coming
Artemis, no stranger to the America's Cup. They were in Bermuda, great challengers there. Nick Nitridge sailed with them.
Make sure you have the speed though.
It's great to see them back.
2, 1, we're down.
They're coached by Kyle Langford, won the America's Cup back in San Francisco, a fellow Aussie, Glenn.
A lot of experience there with Kyle, and he would have spent a lot of time working with his team to help them get to where they are. So really nice job there, just right on the edge of coming off the foil. So really nice effort there by the team to stay foiling.
And fantastic comms. I mean, you really hear 4 people working together.
Let me know when we need to build for a jive. Yeah.
Trimmer Hugo Christensen there.
Over that building a bit. Have a good flat on this, keep it safe. Yeah, we're gonna go left mark, my board. Or you can go board, but it's good to go in 10. Yeah, let me know where you want to have.
Skipper Oscar
Keep it a bit fat and then just a high exit.
Rasmus Allenbeck behind him, trimming the sails, so
have to go as soon as possible.
doing a really nice job.
Coming left there.
Big pressure manoeuvre though for them to keep on the foils here, so everyone else struggling to get foiling at the moment.
Go for attack. Yeah, trying that.
The Winfield saying it's pretty light in that bottom left-hand track. It's going to be a nervous manoeuvre. Oh, and they go for the tack.
Going for the tack to try and stay out of their own dirty air, but they are off the foils there and in displacement mode.
Yeah, yes, get down. I think that's
all the rest of the AC40s at the moment.
Would say right side. Oh, but that's a left mark and then. It's a full displacement here. Yeah.
They were going so well too, weren't they? They were just looking really comfortable, and they
left side looking this way, right?
looked for the option to stay on the fours. It hasn't come off. They still lead, but Sail Team Barcelona will attempt to catch up to them, but I think they too are off the foils.
Yeah, so all boats off the foils at the moment in displacement mode. So although we had enough breeze to get the start going, the breeze has dropped a little bit now. So there is something coming down though from the top end of the course, Shirley, and we're seeing potentially breeze of around 9 knots, which should be enough to accelerate. Team Germany potentially sailing into that pressure first. So
you just throw the cat amongst the pigeons again. You can be leading by 500 metres, and next minute someone can fly past you.
Good decision making by the Swedish Challenge. Just stayed in displacement mode. Get round the mark, wait for the new breeze.
Want me to stay a bit? Yeah, you can stay. Never getting up to 11.
it looks like potentially we have the Australians and possibly the Canadians that might have popped on the foils. So if the Australians can stay on the foils, they are going to be sailing downwind very, very quickly compared to the other team. So they are going to have to work hard though to get this next manoeuvre in to get through that gate.
Yeah, main's coming on at turn. I think we can go
So
straight
this
away.
is Andu Team Australia. Still haven't gone through that top gate. They're about to do it. As Glenn said, if they can get this manoeuvre underway, they'll find some pressure. More pressure applied. More pressure applied. And the Swedish challenge, powered by Artemis, are through the bottom gate. So they've completed 2 legs of 4 in the opening Group B race here in Barcelona.
Swedish here, just been looking up the course of what's coming down, but the Canadians, beautiful lane of pressure. They're probably the windiest part of the course at the moment, and up and foiling, so they'll be looking to stay on the foils if they can and get up to that top gate.
Would that be a story? 3 penalties to start with, and you come flying past everybody.
Yeah, left hand here.
This is the race committee. We are shortening the course to 3 legs. Course shortened to 3 legs.
Sailing into a huge hole here, guys.
So that means that the Swedish challenge, powered by Artemis, are actually on the final leg. They're actually on there. It's been an upwind finish. That adds just a little bit of spice to those teams that have found some wind and heading on that first and only downwind leg of the day.
The Swedish challenge is the only boat that is heading up to the finish. Now, they will finish at the top of the screen. Very calm on board, aren't they? I mean, really good decision making, not panicking, trying to get up on the foils, using what they've got.
It's Team Australia possibly sailing over into a little puffer breeze after making it through that top gate. But on board with the Swedish at the moment, they'll be watching what's happening up the course, and they'll be watching the Australians go through that top gate and accelerate. So not quite enough boat speed there for the Australians to pop up on the foils. So all eyes up the course on what's coming down now.
There is Andu Team Australia off the foils yet again, but they have gone around the top gate.
It's going to come away to this boundary. We don't have enough room anymore. Copy. Look, your call on the fleet because you'll be monitoring.
Yeah, so Swedes are the furthest. I think they're around the bottom gate, sailing back upwind. Spanish are not far off the bottom gate. Germans still trying to get upwind to leeward. So yeah, we're P3 pretty much confirmed it.
Lovely summary.
Well, then,
Thank you.
But if not, we'll stay,
Definitely had the paint brushes out there, going hundies. Jack Ferguson there, good work.
Sail Team Barcelona in a bit of bother. They currently sit in position 2. Germany are in position 5. They're quite a way back, but they've actually got back up. Are they just about up on the foils there? They are up and away, so but they've still got to be around that top gate. Pete, what do you make of this? It's sort of starting to sort of feel a little edgy, isn't it?
Top of the course, it looks like Canadians are coming up towards the top mark. They're foiling, and if they can pull off this next tack, they're going to end up pretty strong. But it's so hard to do the manoeuvres because they're right at bottom end. Looks like a few boats are starting to pop up. Top mark for me is the next big one for the Canadians.
What? Should I do a protest? Or?
Yeah, always. And buckle can, Panaming.
Copy, can't.
Well, certainly some traveller movement there on the German team, so some smoke coming off the back of that travel track, but they are on the foils.
They're going to wear that thing out.
Pues hay que tomar la boya. ¿La tengo para abajo o qué? ¿Qué ángulo llevas? Aquí 90. Por mí no más contas flores. Si te quieres ir este bordo.
It might be important to say at this point that different to the cup racing we have been watching.
So at the top gate, it is Concord Pacific Racing and Team Germany getting around, so they're heading downwind and in some breeze. So if you are Sail Team Barcelona at this particular point, you might just be looking over your shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to finish to get the points. They can call the race at any point and will take your current positioning. And remember, if you're leading, you get 10 points. If you're second, you get 7. So a big jump there. If you're third, you get 5th. And then 1 point there.
Well, the Australians have managed to pop up as well as the Germans there, and 27, 28 knots of boat speed at the moment, the Australians. So they'll be looking along with the Germans and the Canadians to get down to the bottom gate. Barcelona team needing to get up on the foils there, or they will get past. So Artemis Racing should be able to get into that pressure.
Up to 90. Pressure on us here. 2, 1. 9 seconds.
Not the best dive there by Andrew Team Australia. They'll be super frustrated with that.
On the jib.
Team Germany and the Canadians absolutely ripping down, and will chew them up and spit them out the back really quickly. Important for Barcelona sail team to get around that mark and up to that new pressure, otherwise they will get overtaken. Sweden still a healthy lead, but not on the foils, so anything can happen from here. A lot of racing to go to get to that top finish for the Swedish team.
Just a reminder, the course has been shortened to just the 3 legs, so Sail Team Barcelona have managed to get around the bottom gate, so they now have the upwind leg to go. It's going to be a long way from there as we see AC Team Germany coming into the gate at pace, but of course this will be a critical rounding as well. You can see that Andrew Team Australia and Concord Pacific Racing from Canada are up and falling, so
10 to tack.
Not over.
Sorry. Make it very fat, Maru. Now we have to watch the mark.
Yeah.
That right.
What?
That right.
Board down. 2, 1. Turning.
Big jibe this for Germany.
Coming up high. 2, 1, board up.
The team's all just pushing the ride height super high, inventing that new foil, so
Okay, going through the gate. Yeah.
just being a little bit greedy there with the ride height and paying the penalty for ventilation. And once you have a ventilated foil, you have no lift off it, and down you go. So big wobble there for Team Germany. We'll watch the other teams coming down to the mark here. We've got the Australians on the foils, the Canadians on the foils, and Team Barcelona trying to take off. So got the Canadians here in really good shape coming in down into the bottom here.
So Canada, they are steaming into this bottom gate. They get around it, so they've got 1 leg to go. And to look up the course, they can still see the Swedish challenge still down. Now the Australians are going to get around that bottom gate as well.
All 5 boats now on the final leg, pushing for the finish.
And the locals, Barcelona team on the foil and the Swedish not on the foil, so potentially expect to see a lead change in the next 20 or 30 seconds. So Sweden really trying to get the boat on the foils, doing everything they can. They'll be looking in the rearview mirror as the fleet comes roaring into view, and they have to get the boat foiling here or they will get overtaken by the team from Barcelona.
It must be such a sinking feeling when you've done pretty well on the 2 of the 3 legs, then suddenly everybody else catches you up and they're coming in at pace.
Spanish, when we saw the wind field there, the Spanish did so well, didn't they? They executed all of that lovely green bit of the track.
And they have taken the lead, the local team from Barcelona.
What a story on the opening day of Group B in this UniCredit Youth America's Cup. The host city and their sail team heading to the finish. Not there yet, but heading towards it.
Yep, they've got basically 1 more tack to do to get to the finish line. So the Canadians now as well potentially overtaking the Swedish team. But it's all about Team Barcelona and their local waters just trying to keep the boat on the foils, and they're bearing away to try and keep on the foil.
Full of talent, the Spanish boat, the Olympic 49er sailors, 420 European champions, part of SailGP. They've got it all going on.
And just coming off the foils there, so not quite enough breeze to keep the boat on the foil, but they're very close to getting it back up again. And they're
just about.
They've got to be careful not to oversheet the main there, try and get the roll. And they are right on the edge. I think they've managed to pull it off, so brilliant job there by the team from Barcelona.
There's a lot of chat.
A lot of chat, but they've done a brilliant job.
So the opening race, shortened to 3 legs of Group B in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. It will be the local team, Sail Team Barcelona, who will eventually get the win. I better be careful here. Better be really careful.
They're the only boat really foiling well at the moment, so the Spanish team will get there even into displacement tack. But even if they come off the foils here, they still have a very healthy lead over their opponents. So not a whole lot of pressure to pull this tack off. They've managed to keep it on the foil, so well done.
Sail Team Barcelona get the win in Race 1 Group B. Fantastico!
The battle now for the rest of the podium places, so Canadians.
Confirm, Spain. You are finished.
And the Swedish actually out to the left-hand side of the screen in a big right-hand shift in displacement mode. So potentially the Swedish team back in the game again, Shirley. Not foiling, but sailing very, very good angles up to the finish there in displacement mode.
It looks like there's a right-hand shift in the breeze, which has really helped Sweden make their way to the finish.
Softer here towards the end. We're going to have one boat when we top right in a minute. Good pressure in follow, Oscar. Still not following.
But definitely a huge right-hand shift there that's come through, and you look at
so they might get it.
The angle that the Swedes
possibly can get it.
Are sailing to the finish. Very, very good VMG or velocity made good to that top gate finish.
Swedish have booked, 6 knots. That's pretty good wind pace.
Let's just remind folks, these are point-scoring races, so Sail Team Barcelona have picked up the maximum 10 points. Second will be 7, third will be 5, and getting in that top 3 is absolutely massive in terms of wanting to be in the top 3, because it's a long way back if you're first finishing, let's be honest, below those top 3 places. But we've seen already in Group A, you can mix it up, and every race is a completely new deck of cards.
The point system is so loaded to getting on the podium.
And the Canadians have actually done a great job of rebuilding their speed and got the boat back up on the foils here. So although they paid a big penalty having to put the bow down and build speed, they are now foiling and doing 4 times the speed of the Australians there. Germans also trying to get up on the foils here in a little puff of breeze, so potentially an overtaking move from the Canadians over the Swedish here if they can pull this tack off.
Stand by. A little high here, Georgia.
Germans are following the Canadians, so they're both going to deny the Swedish the 7 points.
Need a good tack here, the Canadians.
A bit late on the trim there to keep the boat flat, but they've dug it out. So now the race, it's the turtle and the hare coming into the finish here. So
It's going to be Concord Pacific Racing. Oh, pipping the Swedish challenge at the post for second position and the 7 points. And finally, the Swedish get across. They pick up the 5 points after leading the race for, well, we'll call it 2 legs. We'll just call it 2 and a bit legs, but and then Team Germany will come in for that 4th spot once they get across the line. They've come off the foils as well, but they've got enough momentum to get across the finish line and pick up the 3 points for 4th position. And they're across.
Yeah, so the old trying to keep the boat on the foils, execute your manoeuvres, only one mistake. And we can see what happens there. And
this is Germany. Can you confirm we finished?
Germany, you have finished.
So the Australians now, and do Team Australia, just having one more tack to do to get up there and take the 5th position. Quite painful to tack these boats in really light air conditions. Had their opportunities, the Australians, but just didn't quite execute a couple of their manoeuvres as well as they were hoping, but certainly had their opportunities.
Just a reminder that Yayo Team Dutch Sail, right at the beginning, they couldn't get up on the fours well after the start, so they were forced to retire, turning this into a 5-boat race, and this is the 5th and final boat to get across the finish line, and that will be Andu Team Australia.